Welcome to the show, guys. Breaking news. Derrick Henry is potentially out for the season. Foot injury, MRI to confirm that today. And we got more news here for you. Going to recap the week here. Studs and sucks for week 8. Yes, we're going to talk about week 8 studs and sucks. The guys that crapped the bed, the guys that did well. I mean, it's been a crazy season so far when it comes to injuries already. We expect that every season. That's why I tell you to draft a lot of depth. So week 8 studs and sucks right here, right now. Before we get into this, guys, make sure you guys do smash the thumbs up. If you are new to the channel, if you're brand new, smash the thumbs up and head over to manscaped.com. Use promo code ShowerLion. I've actually been using their shampoo and their body wash. Smells great, works well. It's free of anything that's, contaminant that you get in other stuff, paraben free and all that other stuff, animal cruelty free. It's phenomenal. Guys, you're going to like it. Grab their shampoo and their products, manscaped.com. Use promo code ShowerLion. I like their body wash. Again, smells great, feels great, and it actually works. I've been trying it. I'm very, very impressed. ShowerLion, you're going to save some money at manscaped.com. Go use that code. All right, let's dive into this show here. Again, it was a crazy week. A lot of people upset because their players didn't perform, but my players performed. I had a phenomenal week. I've been pulling up a huge string of wins in my year-long. I'm in 2 big money leagues. And the first one is one of my players crushed it is Michael Carter. He is the stud of the week here. Let's just generally talk about all the studs and sucks. Open discussion. Usually I break it down by by position, and I will honor some sucks of the week at each position, but I want to kind of just go over just some details of this week. Now, Michael Carter tearing it up, 77 yards and a touchdown, putting up 32.2 points, 9 receptions. Very exciting. It's all about opportunity, guys. Once you finally get the opportunity, you will succeed. New quarterback came in, Mr. White. And how well did White do? Let me tell you exactly how well White did. Now, Mr. Mike White coming in had 405 passing yards, guys, okay? 3 touchdowns, mind you, 2 interceptions, still 26.1 points. That's phenomenal for a guy coming in. I'm hearing he gets a start this week again. So Mike White, and you can see how much of a difference he made in the production of that offense and in the production of Michael Carter, giving them a win here. So Michael Carter had a good week. I had started him as my RB3 with Saquon being out. Robinson didn't have a good game. Najee, Michael Carter pulled it through for me. Very excited. So Michael Carter is by far the stud of the week. I'd say in all positions, absolutely crushed it. Again, a guy I told you to stash in 16-round draft position. And 16-rounders are very happy because the guy that finished 3rd here in points, it was A.J. Brown. He's been very volatile and very high draft capital. But the guy I'm talking about is Michael Pittman, a guy that was ranked 59th on the consensus rankings. 59th on the consensus rankings. 59th. And I was telling you to draft him on all your rosters, but absolutely crushed. He had 30.6 points yesterday, 2 touchdowns. Great game, okay? Another stud, Josh Allen, stud of the week. Chris Godwin has a good week. Jimmy Garoppolo, I saw him rush in a touchdown or 2. Amari Cooper had a good game if you guys watched Sunday Night Football. Tyler Lockett having a big game. Mike White, Justin Fields with Nagy off. I think he had the cold there. I don't want to say the name, but Nagy was gone. So Justin Fields comes in, has himself a good game here. Fantasy wise, 25.3 points. Brady doing well. Joe Mixon, Cooper Kupp, Austin Eckler. I mean, you got to give the guy props. The guy I wasn't high on, doing really, really well. Okay. So there was a lot of good performances. Again, I want to just talk about quarterbacks here real quick. Tom Brady absolutely crushing it this year in fantasy. Again, he's got the weapons. He's got the options there. Mike White, Josh Allen. Stafford's been really solid this year, finally on an offense with some good receivers and an offense that works. He's been performing really, really well. Carson Wentz, a big surprise this year for a lot of people. Not for me. He was a backup in my leagues. He's my 2nd quarterback in a 2-quarterback league. Had a mediocre game, just under 20 points, but has been consistent throughout the season. Heartbreaking loss if you guys watched the Colts-Titans game. Gave up that interception near the end. But then again, Tom Brady gave up an interception at the end as well. So it happens. Wentz, he's a dangerous quarterback. Obviously not as reliable as Tom Brady, nowhere near in the same class, but that touchdown at the end, completely unnecessary, cost the Colts the game. Very, very disappointing, okay? Running backs that have been standing out this year. We could do like a mid-season thing. I'm going to do a whole episode on mid-season, studs and duds. But, Aaron Jones been solid. Joe Mixon's been pretty solid. Najee Harris, consistent as they come. I think he's sitting 6th right now amongst running backs in points. Jordan Howard came in with Philly yesterday. I think he was activated off the practice squad or something like that. Came in, put up 17 points, absolutely crushed Gainwell's value. Big disappointment. Jordan Howard sucks, and he comes in and he's a buzzkill. But I guess, Philly crushed it that game. They needed to win. They won, 44-6, which was absolutely crazy. So he had a good game. Boston Scott had a good game with 18 points. Jonathan Taylor, one of the best running backs in the game, had a good game. Now, I got to talk about this. Derrick Henry, if you guys got 16 rounds, you'll understand what I said about Derrick Henry. Safest pick, right? But what goes up must come down. Now, and I said it multiple times, he was due. I wasn't wishing him anything bad. I was just saying that, you're having these pinnacle seasons. What goes up must come down. Sure enough, he's out. He's probably going to be out for the season with a foot injury. And again, that's just the way it is. You got to look for the next best thing. You cannot draft based on last year's top finishers. This shows it, right? Absolutely. So very, very disappointing there. Let's talk about some sucks here, particularly at quarterback here. Now, again, with quarterback, I tell you guys, make sure you play somebody that's consistent, but sometimes it happens. Like Jalen Hurts had 11 points, not the greatest. Matt Ryan had a bad game, 6.1 points. I say Matt Ryan is the suck of the week here at quarterback. Could have done a lot better, right? Let's move on here again, back to running back here, back into the running back discussion. We're talking about Derrick Henry. Guys that crap the bed. Leonard Fournette, 7.3 points. Derrick Henry, 6.8. Obviously, he got hurt. Another guy that crapped the bed, a lot of expectations for him were Alex Collins, 4.4 points. Completely unacceptable. Dalvin Cook, 7.8 points. And Nick Chubb, 7.9. Guys, Nick Chubb, I warned you Nick Chubb is not going to be good. Dearness Johnson stole a touchdown from him. Let's talk about Nick Chubb here real quickly here. Where is he sitting? He's sitting 23rd amongst running backs in fantasy points with 90.7 points PPR. Let me repeat that again. Nick Chubb is sitting 23rd amongst running backs with 90.7 points. A guy that was drafted in the first round across the board. I said, do not draft him. To put it in perspective, Kareem Hunt is on IR right now. He's at 104 points, sitting 14th compared to 23rd with Nick Chubb. That puts it in perspective. Guys, Nick Chubb is not that good. He's always part of a committee. They do not like to run a full workhorse running back that's a pure committee. By drafting Nick Chubb in the first round, which everybody told you to do, they screwed your fantasy team, okay? I told you to dodge that bullet. So, Council Nation, you are laughing right now, laughing all the way to the championship, okay? Let's talk about, again, Michael Carter crushed it at running back. Moving on to wide receiver, like I said, A.J. Brown, Michael Pittman, absolutely studs. Amari Cooper, Chris Godwin, Tyler Lockett, Cooper Kupp, Deebo Samuel. Everybody told you Deebo Samuel was the wide receiver to go with Ayuk, except for the counselor. I even had Deebo Samuel on my show as an interview. I told you Deebo Samuel would absolutely crush it. DeAndre Hopkins just not performing up to par, anywhere near par this season. It's because they're spreading the ball. Everybody had high expectations for Deebo Samuel, except for the counselor, because I tell you, do not draft a wide receiver in the first round. You need to load up on those running backs. He's just not doing well at all. I just had to mention that here before I forget. I'm just trying to see. Yeah, he finished 50th, 8.6 points. I'd say he's the suck of the week here at wide receiver. Terry McLaurin, 6.5 points. Cortland Sutton, 6 points. Guys that are supposed to perform really, really well are not. Justin Jefferson, 4.1 points. I told you, get Adam Thielen round 5. It's all working out, guys. This is the year of the counselor. I always have good years, but this year, knock on wood, it's been a phenomenal year, okay? Devontae Smith, more expectation on him, only 2.5 points. Even though that team put up a lot of points, he still crapped the bed. Odell Beckham Jr., 1.6 points. Everyone told you to draft him round 5 this year. Told you to stay away. He's busting significantly. Allen Robinson, 5.1 points. There's so much sucking going on this week that I can't even pick a suck of the week. They all suck. But I'm going to have to go, if I had to choose here, this is tough. This is really, really tough. Man, Justin Jefferson, 4.1 points. I'm going to go with Justin Jefferson, guys. I'm going to write this down because I'm going to do a video on this. JJ bust of the week. All right, so there you go, guys. Second round pick, busted. Absolutely, all right? Let's go here with tight end here. Hawkinson had himself a good week. He's back in action. Dan Arnold had a good week, 14.4 points. Pat Freiermuth, 14.4 points. He was not even draftable in leagues, but I told you he was a stash. Dallas Goedert had 13 points. Not bad. Guys that crapped the bed, again, no expectations here, but CJ Uzma, who's been pretty solid, 7.3 points. David Njoku, 6.9. But again, not much high expectations out of these guys. Kyle Pitts, 3.3 points. I'd say Kyle Pitts is the bust of the week. Matt Ryan had a terrible week this week. Guys that I'm advocates of, but I still ended up winning my weeks in my year long. So there you have it, guys. It's just been absolutely crazy. Again, some injuries with CMC, Dalvin Cook not performing well, Derrick Henry now going down at the running back position. I'm very grateful to have Najee Harris on my rosters. James Robinson, again, he had a bad week. Robinson this week, so did Jacksonville in general. But it was just one of those weeks. It was absolutely crazy with the Derrick Henry thing. That's a real shocker to a lot of people. And again, what goes up must come down. Again, I hate to say he was due, but I kind of told you that, he's almost doing too well. That doesn't continue for a long time in the NFL, especially at the running back position. We've seen consistent years out of guys like Antonio Brown, multiple years absolutely crushing it. Running backs is very harder to replicate and duplicate those type of numbers year in, year out. Okay, guys? Make sure you guys are following me on my Instagram. I also started the Joe Camo Show, JOEKAMO. Go subscribe on Spotify, YouTube, everywhere. Joe Camo Show, we're talking sports talk, going to do interviews, really cool, health, fitness, all that open talk that I can't talk about for fantasy. Make sure you guys check that out. And make sure you guys subscribe. Get your swag at thefantasyfootballaccounts.com, your Lion Mentality shirts. And I am out, guys. I mean, crazy week losing Derrick Henry. Absolutely crazy. Again, I don't have him on my teams this year. Went with the Najee picks, and hopefully Saquon comes back so we can light up our leagues again. Thank you guys for being here. Subscribe. Oh, man. Fantasy football halfway through. We'll talk soon.